It's the King's House, and we're all his very welcome guests this week at Bay Hill Club and Lodge for the Arnold Palmery Invitational. With four-time major champion Rory McIlroy at number 2 in the world, the highest-ranked player in the field. Still searching, though, for his first PGA Tour win this season. That's definitely not the case for Adam Scott, the hottest player in the world right now, winning his last 2 starts coming into this week. While Jason Day is looking to regain his stellar form from last summer after a 3-month-plus break, Day's only recorded 1 top 10 this year. All that and more straight ahead on Golf Central.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
Bay Hill Club and Lodge has served as the host of the Arnold Palmery Invitational since 1979, and so far this week the players have been raving about the immaculate shape this course is in for the final event of the Florida Swing. So consider this our temporary home, as all week we're live from on-site here for the Arnold Palmery Invitational presented by MasterCard. With that, hello and welcome into this edition of Golf Central. I'm George Savaricas. We've got a lot of class on the desk with me. NBC Golf Channel analyst Nota Begay III, NBC Golf Channel analyst Mark Rolfing, and our Golf Channel insider Tim Rosafort. Before we get to you guys, though, we're starting with the highest-ranked player in the field, Rory McIlroy. And McIlroy, he's coming off a struggle on Sunday at Doral and trying to close out that event. For more, let's send it over to Todd Lewis.
Well, George, McIlroy's final round 74 at Trump National Doral was a bit of an education for him, saying he should have trusted himself a bit more. But he arrives here at Bay Hill with no lingering effects from losing a 54-hole lead. Walking with McIlroy today, you get the sense he's very excited to be on the grounds of the King's Castle, even if it's just for the second time in his career.
McIlroy poised to go to Augusta off a birdie here at Bay Hill. Yes.
I left here last year sort of kicking myself that I hadn't been more often and I hadn't been here enough. It's great to come here and pay homage to one of the, the greats of the game and someone who built this game into what it is today. Obviously be great to win here one day, and no better week to do it than this week.
If that happens, then expect the hype for a Rory Masters win to be bigger than ever. And if Rory can finally slip a green jacket over his shoulders, he will join elite company as a winner of the career Grand Slam.
I really don't know what a bigger achievement is for me, of whether it's to win the Masters or win the career Grand Slam. You're basically thinking about the Masters for 7 or 8 months, and there's, I'm sure, a time in that 7 or 8 month period where you're like, I wish I could go to the Masters now.
This will be Rory's 8th Masters appearance and second attempt at achieving the career Grand Slam. Last year, McIlroy admits he wanted to win too much, which created unnecessary anxiety. His approach moving to Augusta this year is a bit more relaxed.
There's a lot of time for overthinking it and putting so much emphasis on it that when you get there, not that it becomes a bigger deal than what it is, because it's a huge deal, but you try so hard and you think about it so much, and I think people can get into the bad habit of over-preparing, like really thinking about it so much. I'd love it to be this year, but if it's not, I'm going to have plenty more chances. I feel like I've been trending in the right direction, so I'm pretty confident going in there.
When it comes to Rory's game, the primary focus for him is still his putting. If you remember at the WGC Cadillac Championship, he altered his putting grip, going left-hand low, something he's done competitively before. He told me that he practiced with his putting last week. He didn't really work on the grip or the stroke, instead working on speed and distance control. George, Rory also said that he still feels very comfortable with this left-hand low grip, and he is anticipating a very good week here at Bay Hill on the greens.
Here's what we've seen out of Rory McIlroy so far in 2016. Aside from that one blip on the radar at the Honda Classic, he's been playing at a high level, but hasn't been piling up the win totals that we're accustomed to. Nota, you could say the putter is the one club in the bag that's been holding him back.
Yeah, it's definitely the one putter, one club holding him back, but it comes down to a couple things. We'll take a quick look at this stat here, and he is amongst the tour leader and is leading the PGA Tour from 15 to 20 feet. But as he gets closer to the hole, he seems to have a little bit of difficulty in holding those putts out. And if you look at that bottom part there, the 3-putt avoidance, he's 166 and 214. When he had that breakout year with 2 major championships, he was 13th. So in that particular part of the year, he was getting those lag putts closer and converting the longer one, or the putts inside 4 to 8 feet. That right now he's just not doing that, and that's leading to some difficulties in him being able to slam the door shut in these 2 chances that he had at Doral and at the Northern Trust Open. And we see here him working through this drill that we've watched him over the last few months work on. It's just built some good habits and repetition.
Rolf, take us through what exactly Rory is working on here.
Well, one thing that I take away from looking at these stats is he's got a little bit of the Fred Couples syndrome. Fred Couples is the same way and went to the left-hand low putting, and he releases the putter much better the further he gets away from the hole. I'm not talking about 40 feet, but in the 15 to 20-foot range. And I think this is what Rory is working on here. You have to remember, it's pretty easy to release a putter head from about 15 feet. It's more of a free-flowing stroke. Players tend to lock up a little bit as they get closer to the hole when they've got their left hand low, and Rory's just trying to make sure that the putter head is still releasing even though it's only a 6-foot putt.
So Rory McIlroy, as you see him working on the green so far this week at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Rosie, what would you say the concern level is, I guess, with Rory and the blade?
I'm so much more confident about McIlroy's chances at Augusta this year than last year. There's so much pressure on him last year, coming off 2 majors, and it just seems in a different place right now. He's hungry. As he said, he's trending. Yeah, he did miss 7 putts inside 10 feet down at Doral, which would have been a difference maker in coming in here with a victory, but he also made some very good putts at times. So I think he's putting things together. He's got just enough to work on, and I think the hunger factor is there based on the fact that he hasn't won the United States since last year up in Charlotte.
And on that, Tim, one thing that I think people need to get under control is the fact that Rory doesn't need to lead the PGA Tour in strokes gained putting. In 2014, he was 46 in strokes gained putting. If he putts average with his ball striking, he's 4th now in strokes gained tee to green. He's one of the leaders in birdie average per round and scoring average. He just has this ability to distance himself from the field. So he just needs to get it somewhere in the average zone, and then the rest of them are in trouble.
And that's something that he's clearly cognizant of and has mentioned to be the case. Well, today the PGA of America announcing that they have decided to discontinue the Grand Slam of golf. 2-day event was traditionally played in the fall and included the 4 reigning major champions. The Grand Slam was contested from 1979 through 2014. It was not played, though, in 2015 as a result of Donald Trump's remarks about Mexican immigration. The PGA of America said on their website that the PGA Tour's wraparound schedule, the European Tour's race to Dubai, plus other important international events make the fall schedule very busy and hectic for the top players in the world. Well, guys, we're just getting the party started here tonight on Golf Central. He's the hottest player on the PGA Tour. What's been working for Adam Scott in his last 2 victories? Here from the 2013 Masters champ, and we're out here live from the range at the Arnold Palmer Invitational. Bryson DeChambeau had his fungo bat out, hitting some shag balls to his caddy. We're going to have much more from Bryson coming on later in the show, guys. Quite the show he's putting on.
Well, that caddy had some good hands there to catch that first one, and then Bryson kind of hit a little bit of a foul ball.
Yeah, I think he might have done that on purpose.
All right, stay with us.